one thing that's beautiful about what we're doing is that it's not an exclusive relationship with our members, right? Like, you don't have to be a Christian to be on Presidio. You just have to know that your services that aren't aligned with our values are not going to be covered on the plan. But you don't have to be a Christian, which gives us an opportunity to minister as a Christian company to our members as well. Things that, I would have never thought of a health insurance company to do, like sending you a box of diapers when your baby's born. We have these crazy ideas every day where we're like, what if when a baby's born on our plan, we send them a couple months worth of diapers? And we're like, Bob,
what
can
if
we
could
do
stuff
that?
so people don't hate us as an
Bob's
insurance
like,
company?
yeah,
What if people liked us?
Yeah, we can do that. What if we had no deductibles? So you're paying a premium every month, and when you go to use your plan, you get value out of it right away. So these are all like really unique things that we're doing that I think set us apart. And I would say the big thing that we're really excited about is prolifeproviders.com, a website or a web app that we are building that's going to allow consumers to go out and rate and review physicians, nurse practitioners, any provider that kind of touches the soul of the person in their healthcare journey, and be able to rate and review them based on their value alignment. More to come on that, but like, that's just one thing we're really, really excited about. And I don't know, Daniel, I know, we're all very passionate about it, but Daniel, you probably got something to add there, but that's just an example of some of the things that we're doing that are very alternative to the traditional health insurance approach that, we're just excited about here.
Yeah, it really speaks to ultimately the mission side of what we're trying to do. And again, we're a health insurance company. Like, you're here to save money and get access to care and make sure that on the big stuff, your medical bills are paid for. Like, that's the first primary thing that we're serving people with. But then this second piece is like, how do we creatively really make people aware of alternatives in the healthcare space that actually align with God's creative order, as opposed to what has become kind of the culture of death in healthcare. And so we think of it in terms of, really there's in our small participatory way in this healing ministry, there's kind of three things that we want to do. Like, the first is we want to make people aware of these things. And I think there's a growing trend of people exploring, for instance, natural family planning. We don't want to medicate ourselves. We want to actually use God's creative order to think about the spacing of our children and to be open to life. And people are interested for that for healthcare reasons, but there's actually a beautiful theological aspect to that of really being generous with our lives, being generous with how many children we accept. And natural family planning is something that's growing in interest, and we want to make people more aware of that. The second is equipping people. So, okay, you're aware of it. How do I actually, do some of these things that are non-traditional? We have great partners like My Catholic Doctor that has, like, for instance, natural family planning counselors. And we have, like, people who struggle with fertility instead of going to the, expensive and kind of the IVF route. There's more natural NAPRO technology fertility treatments that truly, respect your body, who you are, how God created you. And these things take professional guidance to get access to. So make yourself aware. We provide the guidance and the counselors. And then that's where this provider tool comes into play, where you also want access to, doctors in your area that will know about these alternatives or will respect your values when you bring your children, your teenagers to. And oftentimes you can't see, like, on their website anything about their values, their faith, or anything. But anybody who goes to the doctor, and you can probably think of yourself and all of your interactions with physicians, everybody has like a story, a healthcare story, but no place to share that story. And that's what we're building with this tool is you can share your story with other people in the Christian community so that you're really participating with each other and helping each other in solidarity with each other to find the right physicians that are ultimately going to take care of your family in the right way. And so that's where an insurance company can actually play a role, which is be that guiding connector And then the final piece is how do you make it, how do you increase access? How do you make it low cost, right? So these NFP guidance counselors, can we make it $10 to go see them? How do we make when we find these physicians who are practicing aligned with their faith, how do we go out and contract with them so that we make it really, really low cost for you to see those providers, right? And so that's kind of the kind of train of how we actually do this mission, awareness, equipping people, and then giving people great access, and especially on the low cost side. So we're excited to launch this tool. It should be coming out with the insurance product. And we're going to need people's help. We're going to need your help to start to populate it with all of your stories. And, we're going to have probably future episodes specifically talking about that. So that gets us most excited, I think, when we think about what we can do to help people.